Hello everyone, this is Chris, and today we've seen more and more trickles of 1.18 experimental generation make its way into Bedrock Edition. Like, subscribe, etc. But yeah, let's start off with the surface changes, and to do that, we first off have to turn on the clouds. Yeah, the first time in like forever, because as of this one beta, the clouds have actually been raised from Y128 to around about Y192. This is to help so things don't get cut through with clouds and things like that. So yeah, in case you did think clouds were a bit annoying having them on and having them be so low, then as of this update, they are now much higher than they were before. And honestly, just the feel of them being much higher, it almost makes me want to have the clouds on again. Almost. One change I noticed that they reverted back to is halving our render distance. I'm not exactly sure if this is an intentional change or something like that, but something in the works must be happening to where render distances have to be halved. I doubt it'll stick. I doubt they are intending for us to lose so much render distance, but I think just as this one beta, because there's so much new stuff in it, it has been once again halved. And not only did they fix a whole bunch of terrain generation things, from the looks of things at least, particularly with the Mesa Badlands biome, because, you know, you could see them pretty much anywhere in the previous beta. Now that seems to be fixed. Not only did they do that, but they also added a brand new type of mountain biome known as the Stony Peaks. But because of Bedrock Edition, it seems as though it's very difficult to find them, thanks to the lack of a /locate command. So if I could find an image of it, I will put it on screen. But yeah, they're just basically, there's a new type of mountain which sounds very stony, and it sounds very peaky. But now let's transition to discussing things in the underground. But first off, before, as you know, a good way on finding lush cave biomes was actually looking for vines on the surface. However, that has not been intentional. The vines were meant to spawn inside of the lush cave biomes, but for some reason they spawned on top of it. But now, as this one beta, they should now spawn inside of the lush caves. And much like the vines, dripstone can now generate only in particular dripstone biomes. Before, you could find dripstone basically anywhere, like you could find little splotches of them anywhere, but I believe the changelog is saying now you can only find dripstone inside of its particular biome. But I think now it's time to talk about the depths of the world. Now, before this beta, below Y0, you would only be able to find stone. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing you could find. There was no Deepslate or anything like that below it until today, because as this one beta, if we manage to find ourselves down far enough, or just dig ourselves down far enough, then we can see that now, as this one beta, we have the Deepslate layers. Now everything below 0 has now been made into Deepslate. Here's a slightly better example of what it looks like now. Now everything is made out of Deepslate below Y0, and honestly, it's kind of for the best. Like, I kind of like how you can now tell what depth you're at without necessarily needing the coordinates. Now all you need to do is just see the whole bunch of Deepslate spawning everywhere, and then you know you are in the very deepest depths of the world. I think I just found the perfect cave to show the example of a stony layer as opposed to a Deepslate layer, because as you can see now, yeah, these caves are very filled with Deepslate now, and yeah, it's gonna make mining things out like this much more difficult, as we can't necessarily instant mine this out. So be warned in case you are trying to mine out a chunk or something like that completely. And speaking of mining out chunks, the things you will find in chunks is ores. But as of this one beta, ore generation has been tweaked just slightly, just to match a Java Edition just a little bit more. I haven't looked up the particular changes or anything like that, but they have just said that things will look just a little bit more similar to Java Editions. And I think for the most part, that's pretty much some of the major changes inside this one beta. So yeah, looking like we're going to be seeing more and more of these types of changes until we get to the official 1.18 snapshots and betas, which should be happening probably within the next couple of weeks. I'll of course keep you guys up to date as best as I can as more betas and snapshots and other types of things like that come out. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.